It's 10/26/2009. I'm John Keslick, and this is the beginning of a video I like to make on trimming trees near utility lines. To start out with, here's one of our problems that we face today. We have primary electrical lines running parallel with the road, and then we have contractors that are supposed to be professional. They've come in here and they've planted a long row of white pine trees practically directly underneath the line. That's the tallest tree. I just heard recently 182.5 feet tall in Cook State Park Forest, eastern white pine, Pinus strobus. And we're out here planting these trees underneath the primary electrical lines. Look at this. That's ridiculous. And now when somebody has to come around here and do something nasty to these trees as a direct result of where they were planted, then they get criticized severely. It's not fair. The people, the men and women that trim trees near utility lines have made huge advancements. They've changed dose, timing, and targets to better facilitate the trees, the tree care owners, and the energy that they're providing. So they've made some huge changes. There's an acceptable little yellow book. If you haven't seen it, I urge you to get it, by Dr. Shigo, called Pruning Trees Near Utility Lines. It's got everything you need to know. But this is where the problem is. Here's a section of roadway, and look how beautiful the trees are. Beautifully pruned. Who could complain about this? Removing high risk of hazard situations for the roadway. Natural directional target pruning. Beautiful job. Thank you, utilities. Here's another example of a beautiful stretch of land, of roadway, where they've taken and properly pruned these trees. It's beautiful. And it don't get much better than that. The problems that are that exist with the issues of trimming trees near utility lines falls back on the people that are planting trees underneath the utility lines. Because when trees are not planted under utility lines, these forms can exist. And they did a beautiful job, and you'll find examples of these in the little yellow book by Dr. Shigo called Pruning Trees Near Utility Lines. And it doesn't get much better than this. So people need to be aware of that. It's December 2009, and I'm John Keslick, and here you can see where the utility companies, they have to trim the trees near the utility lines in such a fashion that will allow for drooping branches and such with loading, such as snow or ice. And they've done a very nice job down this road. What you can see as trees begin to grow up from underneath the wires, or as people plant trees underneath the utility lines, that there's little option but to either top that tree, make a snag out of that tree, which I'm in support of, or that is in the event that the tree is not a prolific sprouter and going to sprout sprouts right up into the wires again, it could be made into a snag. And then a removal of the tree. Of course, one of the serious sides and solutions to some of these problems are to stop permitting people to plant trees underneath power lines. So, very beautiful. These trees have been very well maintained and beautifully pruned by Pico Energy and Asplin tree experts, professionals. Very beautiful. Who wants to lose their power on a cold, blistery winter day?